Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck. So, they say that things come in threes. So, way back when I started this whole thing, I started with French onion soup. Some of you might have tried it, I'm sure many of you have heard of it. And then I took a little play on the French onion soup thing and came up with this thing called French onion chicken. I think some of you have tried that. And now I said to myself, it's time to try something else with French onion soup. And end this trifecta, make it a triforce, if you will. And there's an amazing rice called a risotto, and it's basically the pasta of the rice world. It's melt in your mouth delicious. So, in case you couldn't have figured it out by now, we're making French onion risotto right in the Instant Pot. Risotto normally takes so much longer on the stove, and it's gonna be so easy in the Instant Pot. Let's get to it and end this amazing trifecta. French onion risotto. So we're gonna start with one sweet or Vidalia onion and one yellow onion, sliced into strands. Now to the Instant Pot, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil and 2 tablespoons or 1/8 of a stick of salted butter. I'm gonna come to the pot, I'm gonna hit saute, I'm going to adjust it so it's on the more setting or the high heat, and I'm going to wait until that reads hot. And now that we're reading hot, we're gonna take our onions and pour them into our pot. So let's coat all the onions with the butter and oil, and if you've made my French onion soup or French onion chicken, you've noticed that the onions will cook down, the volume will greatly reduce. So just keep doing this for about 15 minutes or so, because we don't want them to be firm, we want them to be really soft. And then after a few moments of stirring, just let the onions set, and then we're going to come back after a few moments and then just give them another stir again. But just let them stir and then set. And then after about 13 to 15 minutes, you're going to see that the onion has cooked down significantly, it's starting to turn lightly browned in color, and it's gotten much, much softer. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in 2 cups of arborio rice. Arborio rice is the kind of rice we use for risotto, and we're going to add that to our onions, and we're going to mix that up. And we're going to mix that all up with our onions and our oil and our butter for about 45 seconds. Perfect. Now we're going to add in 4.5 cups of beef broth. We're going to pour that in there. I'm also going to pour in 1/2 cup of a dry red wine or a red cooking wine. I'm going to season it with 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 2 teaspoons of light brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and a bay leaf. And give everything a good stir, deglazing the bottom of the pot, which means just giving it a little bit of a scrape with this mixing spoon here. And then once everything is nice and combined and mixed up, we're gonna put our lid on top. Secure the lid. Make sure we're in sealing position. Come here, we're going to hit keep warm cancel, then we're going to hit manual, and we're gonna just go down on this, guys, for 6 minutes. Nice and quick. 6 minutes. Now that we're done, we're gonna do a quick release. Pin drop, lid comes off, and there we go, guys. Perfect. We're gonna stir this up. So let's stir up our delicious French onion risotto, and then let's fetch out that bay leaf and discard it. And then once the lid comes off and we start everything around, you'll notice really quickly it's gonna thicken up, because that's the thing about arborio rice for risotto. It absorbs the liquid very, very quickly, but it also keeps things kind of on the creamy side. Isn't this beautiful? But come on, guys, this wouldn't be a French onion chicken, right, without a little bit of cheese. We're gonna add in 1 cup of shredded Swiss, or you can use Gruyere or Asiago, whatever you like, but I'm using some shredded Swiss. And by the way, the entire time I've been on the keep warm setting, not saute. We don't want to get it there. We don't want it to get too hot again. It's perfect the way it is. The cheese will melt in perfectly on the keep warm setting. So let's add in a couple of batches of some of the shredded Swiss and then just stir it in with our rice and make it nice and creamy and cheesy. There we go. Mix that up so it gets all nice and melded with our risotto. It's gonna be unbelievable. Oh yeah, look at that cheese starting to get all melty. Make sure you use, if you could, a wooden spoon if you have one. It's the best thing I find for mixing cheeses up, especially because they get all sticky and we don't want it to get sticky on a plastic spoon. Look at how creamy it's getting. Oh, wow. And you can also feel free to add more cheese if you want. You can even add the entire bag. It's usually 2 cups of shredded cheese per bag. And I'm gonna add pretty much, I think, the entire bag to this one, but you can choose to do as you see fit. Start with 1 cup and then alter. I'm gonna mix in the rest of this cheese. All right, guys, now that our cheese is all melded in there perfectly, our French onion risotto is ready to transfer to a serving bowl. Oh yeah, and there you have it, our beautiful, creamy, cheesy French onion risotto. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna transfer some of this to a serving bowl and then put a finishing touch on top. And guys, 2 cups of rice comes out to be a lot after it's cooked. I mean, this makes a lot of food. Look at this. This bowl is not little, by the way. This will feed probably a good solid 4 to 6 people easily. Now that we're in a bowl, let's top it off with some French's crispy fried onions, or any brand really is fine, but let's put this on top. Yeah, I think this is what they call sending it home. Perfect. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that lovely? And then maybe sprinkle a little bit more cheese as a finishing touch on top, and then voila. Yeah, let's try it out. Okay, let's try out this creation, French onion risotto, and it is just dripping with cheese here, and I can't wait to try it, so. This is basically French onion soup rice. That's the best way I can describe this, and if you ask me, there is nothing wrong with that. Oh my gosh. It's incredibly creamy, it's incredibly cheesy, it's incredibly French onion soupy. Oh wow, the flavor is incredible. Those little crispy French's, crispy fried onions on the top really set it apart. Look at that little strand of cheese. I do recommend putting the entire 2-cup bag of cheese in there if you'd like it really nice and cheesy and creamy that way. Look at this. Whoa, I love it. I love it. Serve it with the French onion soup as an appetizer and serve it as a side for the French onion chicken. Make it a French onion themed night. Guys, this one is really, 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 really out of this world outrageous. You're gonna love it, and as you saw, it's so easy. Guys, thank you so much for your support. If you enjoy these videos, if you like these recipes, if you want a recipe that has an easy to follow video, every single one of my recipes have that. Go to pressureluckcooking.com and you could pin any recipe by just hovering over a photo with your finger on your iPhone or a tablet or your mouse on your computer and pin it to any board you want on Pinterest. I have Facebook. I go to facebook.com/pressureluckcooking and like the page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have tons of stuff that I just keep doing on Facebook, just so you don't want to miss anything. Go there. Thank you so much again, and I can't. I mean, honestly, this is seriously a great way to end the trilogy of French onion soup. But knowing me, I'll probably end up coming with some weird French onion dessert next. But until then,